this year, but I want to say something. Pastor, a couple of years ago, I think about 2007 or 6, I was in the office visiting you, and you, as always, periodically, with your assortment of books that you have, you gave me 2 books. You gave me Stride Towards Freedom, and you gave me The Measure of a Man, Martin Luther King. Stride Towards Freedom, those of you familiar with it, is an average-sized book, but The Measure of a Man is a small pamphlet-like book that I've been reading and rereading since Pastor had given it to me. I don't know if it's my age now or where God has called me to, but in The Measure of a Man, it starts off with the question is, what is man? And it asks the question from the perspective, from a political, social, economic view of the question of what is man, and that is the prevailing question of this generation. The question still states, what is a man? The question today is, who are we as a community? Who are we in the community in which we live? As it's symbolic to Martin Luther King, my brother, my sister, we have a lot of work to do. I was sitting in a meeting yesterday, and you know this and I know this, but I can't sit any longer. There are organizations that will continue to keep poverty, jails, and special education going because of the economics that it brings to them. Yes. I sat in a meeting that the discussion yesterday wasn't really about taking people off of welfare. Wasn't in a meeting where the question was asked, I said, what about training for livable wages and meaningful training where people can get jobs? But the question was about sanctioning them and keeping them on so that they can stay, and then minimize them and say that they only have 5 years to get services and then they're off. And I got mad at the person who was directing that. But then I said, I can't get mad at him. I'm mad at me. Because we've not said anything. And we've not done anything about the situation of our community. Poverty is everybody's problem. And we need to begin to speak out on the issues that are concerning our neighborhood, our community. It's not going to go away until we begin to band together, because the brother and sister who may find themselves in special education, who find themselves in our penal institution, who find themselves in need of public assistance, is my brother, my sister, my cousin, my aunt, my mother. It's somebody in our family. And before I take my seat, I want to challenge you, because today, many people have found themselves in public assistance or employment services who have always been men and women who've worked their whole lives, who've been responsible, who've held jobs in corporate America and middle management, and now find themselves visiting what is called a one-stop, only to be humiliated and be treated like they have never worked a job before. We have work to do. We got real work to do. To talk to the agencies and the people who are responsible to make sure we have an opportunity to live what is the American dream. Dr. Martin Luther King says in The Measure of a Man, who is man? Is he one who thinks that he's high-minded over someone else? Who is this man that will begin to see himself in light as God has called him to do? My brothers and my sisters, my Christian brothers and sisters, let us do the Christian thing. Let us be like Jesus, who did not just come to deliver us, but he came to liberate us. There is a difference between liberation and deliverance. Children of Israel were delivered out from Egypt, but it took them 40 years to get liberated. Deliverance is not the same as liberation. We may not have water fountain that says for color only. We may not have to ride on the back of the bus anymore. We may be able to stay in hotels as pastors open up the road on Route 13. We may be able to do that. That's deliverance. But it's still, when we have poverty, racial profiling, we're not liberated. We still got work to do. And if I think that I've arrived at, because I'm the pastor of Calvary Baptist Church, or that I drive a nice car, if I think that I've arrived because I've picked up a few trinkets, then I'm sadly mistaken.
That's right.
We've come here this afternoon to celebrate and fellowship and have fun, but when we leave out of here, let us not forget. Let us not forget the dream that Martin has left with us. I'm making a point to spend more time with Nigel and Joel to let them know that they have to lead a struggle. That they can't just come, they have to contribute and be somebody and do something and take care of their community. This is their responsibility. This is what I'm trying to convey to them. It's our fault that our community looks like this. But I believe in a people who are going to come together and change some things around. It's far from over. It's just getting started. God is going to do a great thing in our city. You just wait and see. God is going to do a great thing because there's a great people who are ready to band together and say enough is enough. We're taking back our cities. We're taking back our schools. We're taking back our community. And with God on our side, if God be for us, God bless you.